Hey folks, so I just finished my run after some yoga, and right at the end of my run I came across a squirrel in the middle of the street. Trigger warning, blood from its mouth. And I took a moment out of the middle of the street and just kind of sat with the energy. Ironically, I was listening to a podcast with Jay Shetty and Glennon Doyle talking about feeling your feelings. And I think that so often we move through life and we just keep trucking. We don't sit with ourselves, with energy, with feelings. Feelings are meant to be felt. As humans, we're meant to feel all feelings. So recognizing that, and that I need to do that with myself. And as much as I want to be in gratitude and am in gratitude, to recognize when hard feelings come up and what they're there for. Why has this feeling come up? You know, seeing this squirrel dead in the middle of the street, it made me think of, it made me stop and pay homage to this squirrel and its life and the adventures it's probably been on and the family that's probably now going to be looking for it, and I would assume find it, pick up the body, mourn, grieve, and then move forward. But just saying a prayer for that squirrel. And then it made me realize, what if we start, or at some point every day, stop to just feel. Whether it's, like Lennon said, putting a song on that we know is going to bring up emotions, and sit with those emotions and those feelings and understand why they're there, to then heal them. But what if we, there's this level of disconnect, particularly with shelter in place, with humanity and with the earth, and that every day people are dying. And that every day people are getting sick. And not just people, animals are dying. The earth is dying. I mean, now it's starting to revitalize, which is amazing. But how often do we stop and pay our respects? And so I challenge you and myself to each day say a prayer, put some thoughts out, put some energy out of love and gratitude for the earth, for all its inhabitants, good and bad. We're all here at the same time for a reason. And pay respect to those people that have passed, COVID or not. Pay respect to the animals and plants and all living things that have passed from this planet each day that we're not aware of. And so taking a moment to become aware of that and pay your respects, and taking a moment to be aware of the feelings that you're having inside and pay your respects. I think we're all starting to recognize how precious this life is and how quickly things can be taken from us, or not necessarily taken, but we can let go of things, and how attached we are to things or to feelings. And one of the other things that came up was this: people say that it's hard to feel feelings. And I've said it too, some of these feelings are hard. But I think the resistance is hard. It's easy to feel pleasure. It feels amazing. It's easy to feel happiness when you feel it, you allow yourself to feel it. But why don't we give that same respect to the other feelings and recognize that if we just feel it and let it be and not have resistance to it, it'll go away at some point. And if you're in this phase of oh, I don't want to feel this, or oh, this feels gross, and identifying and putting labels to things and creating stories around these feelings, it stays longer. But if you just sit with it and let it happen, just come back to your breath, come back to center, the feeling will go away. Everything is impermanent. And it can be up to you to go deeper and be like, why am I feeling this? Where is this feeling coming from? What's the root of this feeling? Or it could just be that you're feeling this feeling from everything that's going on around you. And just recognizing that and taking time to stop and acknowledge versus resistance or pushing forward and pushing things to the side for them to just come up later to smack you in the face. So stop, pay your respects to the people that came before you, to the people that passed today, to the land that came before you, to the land and living things that pass today and each day. Take a moment to be with yourself and all feelings that come up, and just allow it for yourself, that space to feel. It'll take a couple minutes. It won't take all day. If it does take all day, take a sick day. That's what they're there for. Mental health is health too. So, much love and many blessings, people. We are in this together. We are feeling together. We fight together. So remember that. Remember who you are deep inside and what you're here for, to become the best version of you possible. So